notes cheek, book cheek, beautiful face cheek. Why am I so weird? Okay. Hey book lovers, it's Sam here with a book review. I recently finished This Is What I Did by Ann Dee Ellis, which I checked out from the library on a whim because the blurb was kind of intriguing but didn't really tell me much of what it was about. So I was like, oh, well now I have to find out. I have to read it to find out. Yeah, so This Is What I Did is about 13-year-old Logan who witnesses this really tragic event involving his best friend Zyler, the girl that they both like, Cammy, and Zyler's dad. And it's like really dramatic and intense, and these 13-year-old kids don't really know how to handle what just happened, which I'm not going to tell you because that would be a spoiler. No spoilers here. But they don't really know what to do with this, especially Logan, because he wasn't even supposed to be at Zyler's house when he saw this happen. So he's just like, what is happening? And as a result of this thing, his family ends up moving to the other side of town, and he's kind of dealing with, the whole book is his journey through kind of figuring out how to exist with all of this, with this really bad thing that he witnessed, and with moving to a new school where he gets bullied a lot, and trying to also please his parents and not have his parents worry about him, trying to convince them that he's okay after all this happened, which proves problematic with the bullying situation. He's quickly deemed crap stock at his new school by a group of boys who continue to torment him throughout the entire year. And like one of the things that this is in is when he goes to Boy Scouts every week, which he does to please his dad. His dad really wants him to get involved, and his dad had a really good time doing Boy Scouts when he was a kid, so Logan joins to please him. But all these boys that torture him every day are his Boy Scout troop, basically, so even there he gets tormented, and he just kind of doesn't really have an escape, and just always, it's just him kind of coming to terms with all of this and figuring out what to do with all of this, because it's kind of a lot for a 13-year-old kid to hold. Yeah, I wouldn't know what to do if I were him either. It would not be in a good shape of my life if all this happened to me. So it's pretty intense. So when I first started reading this, I didn't think I was actually going to enjoy it that much once I realized it was about a 13-year-old boy. Sometimes I kind of have problems connecting with characters if they're 13-year-old boys. I'm not a boy, so it's hard for me to get into that mindset with the characters. But also because he was 13 and all of his friends were like middle school kids, sometimes it's really hard for me to get in to like connect if the characters in the setting is one that is that much lower, like that much younger than what I am. I think it kind of helped that I've been working with middle schoolers lately and I want to teach middle school, so it kind of helped me with that, like connecting with them, because I kind of know a little bit of their brains now, a little more from when I was 13. Yeah, so I didn't actually really think I was going to enjoy it that much. It was my bus book, which is the book that I keep in my purse and read to and from work every day when I'm on the bus. And usually I pick a book that is A, skinny so that it fits in my purse, B, something that I'm not too invested in, because I'm just kind of reading bits and pieces here and there when I have time, and the bus can kind of be busy, so it's hard to like really get like absorb a book on the bus sometimes. Yeah. So it started out as that, just kind of reading bits and pieces here and there. But one day on my way home from work, I started to get really into it, so when I got home, I just like sat down and finished it because I started to get really invested in it. And I ended up really enjoying it in the end. I really like the way Ann Dee Ellis writes this. It's really simple, the way it's written, and just kind of Logan's thoughts through the whole thing, which I thought it was really fitting, and it's just his thoughts as he's trying to process these really complex things going on in his life. And I feel like middle school boys tend to be fairly simple-minded, so are middle school girls, granted, but I feel like middle school boys are just really simple-minded. So I thought that because the writing was so simple, it really fit and really like helped you get into Logan's mind throughout the whole thing. I had no problem once I got into it, like being there with him and like feeling his emotions. And when he was at Boy Scouts and the kids were bullying him and tormenting him, I felt like I was there with him and like I could really feel his emotion coming out of the page, which I really like it when I get that invested into characters, and when authors can help you feel the emotions. So I really liked that. I also really liked that it was the after effects of what Logan witnessed and it wasn't all about what he witnessed and that. It was just like the after effects. You don't actually find out what happened to cause all of this until towards the end of the book. And granted, it's a pretty small book. It's really little. I think it's like 156 pages, so it's short, but still, Ellis kind of keeps you waiting to find out what this big event was that kind of shattered Logan's life in a way. And I really like that, but throughout her writing, she gives you kind of like little puzzle pieces as to what it is and kind of explaining what led up to it and the circumstances that Zyler was in and just all these little bits and pieces. And the way it's written, it's kind of pieced together a little oddly, but I really liked the way it was pieced together. It'll be like parts of it will be in the past and parts of it will be in the present, but then there's also, it'll be like this is happening right here and it'll have a little bit on that and then take a break and explain something else and then come back to this over here and explain more of this. If that makes any sense at all. I'm probably really bad at explaining what I'm trying to say, but it was kind of just like pieces to a puzzle the whole time, which can get confusing sometimes and it can get hard to follow sometimes, but I didn't think it was at all. I think it was done really well and I found it really easy to follow and I wasn't confused at all the whole time, partially due to her like simple writing style of it. Yeah, I just really ended up enjoying it. It really surprised me and there was kind of a little bit of a cliffhanger ending and then you turn the page after it ends and I'll show you. It says this. It says this page is intentionally left blank. After the ending, I was just like, what? You can't do that to me. You can't just do that thing and then leave a page intentionally blank. So I really liked it. I really enjoyed it. I give, this is what I did, 4 out of 5 stars. And I would definitely recommend it if you like YA books that are kind of a younger age, like it's set in middle school and if you like books dealing with bullying and dealing with like getting in the minds of middle schoolers, I guess, I would definitely recommend it. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, thanks for watching. If you've read this book, tell me what you thought, or also give me any suggestions for books like this maybe, and come back for more book reviews later. Bye!